Ohio and then come back here
Who do we got?
and follow this. Because I
Rich's Investigate. How are you? JLR Investigate.
JLR, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
Yes, sir. Out on the scene right now. Chester County, Pennsylvania. Escaped, convicted murder. 34-year-old Cavcalcante. That is his last name. Still on the loose. 9 days. Heavy police presence all around Longwood Garden. They've been pretty much in the same general area since this episode happened. They haven't really moved much, but today it was pretty wild scene. Earlier this afternoon, multiple police agencies zoomed to the western side of Longwood Gardens. Multiple choppers came out. Possible sighting by a construction site. There's some conflicting information I'm getting on the ground here by locals saying that it could have been a camp, or it could have been him seen at a camp, or just a camp in general, and also conflicting information about possibly him seen afterward running without a shirt into Longwood Garden. They have the entire perimeter right now, surrounded. Law enforcement seems like they're perched every 100 feet from one another. Whole area. I got another journalist, Nick the Hat, that works with me. He's up on the northern side of the perimeter, and the same situation is going there. And I'm just perched out here waiting to see what happens.
Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate your live feed, and I hope you don't mind. I've been switching back and forth between your feed and Nick the Hat, and going back in between Fox 29, Philadelphia. We appreciate all your boots on the ground coverage. We love you here on the LTL, and we appreciate you calling in. Let me just ask you a quick question. I know you were down there with some of the locals earlier. How are they feeling about the law enforcement investigation? Are they getting just as, are you getting a sense that they're getting frustrated, or is everybody pretty even keel?
It's a mixed bag of emotions.
Yeah.
One, frustrated, worried, paranoid. They're kind of blaming law enforcement. They think that they could have done a better job at the beginning stages. They're just clueless. Some can't get. They feel like they're held hostage in their own neighborhoods because you have to go through multiple checkpoints.
Yeah.
And they have kids. Their kids can't attend certain schools. So it does seem like people are frustrated. There's also spectators that are coming out, just curiosity seekers, and also I've seen we could call them vigilante bounty hunters, where they feel like the police ain't doing their job, so they're going to go out there and find this guy. I've already talked to a couple. They were armed. They're locals, and part of this is reward money, because there is a $20,000 reward at this time for this guy, and then another is just they want to get this guy off the street to get to some sort of sense of normalcy in the area. I mean, traffic has been backed up all over this area. People have to divert their routes. I just spoke to a girl that was leaving the Copson home, which is a nursing home for elderly right next to the Chester County Prison, and she had to navigate through these neighborhoods and woods for 45 minutes, and she's still lost because there's roadblocks and they're not really directing where people should go. They're just telling you, turn around, you can't go on this road, and they keep changing the perimeter on a daily basis. It shifts. It doesn't shift far, but it shifts, and certain roads are closed one day, next day it will be open, and then another one, and it's like I said, mixed bag of emotions. And then there's a lot of people who like the law enforcement. They think they're doing a great job too.
Well, we love law enforcement. We respect all the law enforcement here. We think here on LTL, and my crew thinks that they're doing an amazing job with the terrain that they have. And, I know that it's a densely wooded area, grass. Can you just explain to us a little bit about the area that you've traveled as you've been down in that area?
Oh, yeah. So this is like the rolling hills of Chester County. When they say it literally, it is the thickest. It's really thick rolling hill brush. There's lots of creeks and little river beds, and they're entrenched in there like cubby holes, and they might only have 6 inches of water, but to the left and to the right, it's just the mounds are higher than a person, so people can walk through that. There's lots of oak trees, greenery. The trees are so plush right now in the summertime. Even with a drone, I don't think it can penetrate a lot of areas as far as looking in, because it's so dense. And then it's rolling hills. a lot of picket fences, farms, combination of farms. This is where the Battle of Brandywine happened. You know, it has a lot of history. A lot of wooden bridges around here. A lot of roads turned into one-way roads, or like one-lane roads on these back hills. So it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know why they built a prison here out in the middle of nowhere in a farm like this, but I guess residents take that risk. You know, what happens here at the Chester County Prison, which is the prison he escaped from. First off, it's not a prison; it is a county jail. I don't know
Jail,
if
yeah, county jail.
Know
Yep.
that.
Yep.
They sound the sirens off every Saturday at noon to just kind of like it's just a maintenance thing on, you know, the locals are used to hearing that.
Sure.
But you know, I was told by some local residents, man, that call that was on last Thursday morning at 10:01 a.m. You know, got people a little bit paranoid and scared. The sirens started going off for 15 minutes.
Right.
You know, and then it gives the locals an opportunity to grab your kids, lock your doors, and hunker down.
Yeah. I got two more questions before you
Sure.
go, JL. I know you're live right now. We got you streaming. We appreciate you letting us stream in your content. And we always give you kudos and plugs over here because you are amazing boots on the ground. And I hope that someday I have the capability where my channel gets to the level you're at and I can do the same thing you're doing. But real quick, do you think that this guy is getting, because we're contemplating here, and I know this has been the topic on my channel, do you think this guy is getting any outside help to be as slick as he's been avoiding the officials out there?
So officials kind of duck around that question when
Sure.
asked at the press conference. They don't elaborate. We hear kind of rumors like there's a private company that's out here with drones. They got 7 drones up in the sky. Each drone is $150,000, and the drone guy got some credible. You know, he's telling us, and he's flat out telling us like they think he has a phone. I don't know where they're getting that information from. I kind of want to believe the drone guy. You know, authorities duck that kind of question, but yeah, I think he could be possibly getting help. You know, I'm sure they checked, you know, his phones before, you know, while he was at the Chester County Prison. That he was there for a while. Maybe he befriended a guard.
Sure.
You know, that does happen. I mean, that just happened with the Casey White case down there in Alabama.
Right.
The Sweat case up there in New York. You know, the guards assisting.
A few years back.
There's a guard that was just fired. Doubt that. I don't think that he would have. Who knows?
Sure.
Who knows? The point is that there's a possibility he could have got some sort of assistance. It kind of looked like in that surveillance video of him playing Spider-Man going up the wall that those other inmates there were kind of playing guard. If you look at them,
Sure.
kind of like, hey, kind of. So who knows? Possibly.
Great. Just to quick other thing before you go. If you'd let us maybe check back in with you on another night here, get some reporting, but that's great. And if you have anything that you want to plug in, just let us know your schedule, because I tell you, I think you're in a time machine, or you have a time machine, because every time I look up, man, you are in a different area at every hour, and I don't know how you do it, but you're amazing. Yeah. You do excellent boots on the ground coverage. We love it.
Yeah, it's a passion, you know.
Yeah.
And here it's bringing awareness and making a difference.
Exactly.
You know, the locals need to be the locals. I feel in this situation here, I'm not trying to be hero thinking I'm going to find the guys. It's not what it's about. Here to me, it's bringing awareness and giving people in-depth coverage of where they're at all times. Because I do think at point that the police here do not tell the locals when they're in a particular area, and there is not a lot of mainstream media out here.
Yeah.
So when you have a blockade, I got a pretty much big platform to be able to show what's going on in real time, so residents can be notified and possibly see, or rumor mill gets spread around, and then they say, oh my God, they're down the block, so they can be vigilant and keep their families safe.
Yeah. Well,
people coming forward giving information too. People come forward, firsthand knowledge. Residents, they're insight. I like the human trend aspect of it too.
Yeah, and the locals have been really kind to you down there. I was listening to some of the conversations earlier. They've been really great. And, I had a few people call into my show today, and they said, hey, we appreciate you, JLR, Nick the Hat, doing these streams, because they're not getting the coverage in and around that area, which is weird. You think they would, but we're actually feeling like, like you were saying, YouTubers are going to be the wave of the future. Let us know anything that we can.
Let me just touch on this real quick.
Yeah.
Like, the mainstream media is more or less gone from the situation. Yeah, they were out here a little bit earlier after the fact, but it's interesting at the Chester County Justice the Justice Center. They have their daily press conferences. They had one today. They allow these local journalists who are not there at the scene, but deny, like, for instance, I got denied entry yesterday, and so did another small stream podcaster, because they're like, oh, you guys aren't credential media, you guys can't come in, but I find that interesting, because we're the ones that are out here, filming and everything like that and relaying information, and these mainstream media are the ones in there allowed to attend the press conference, but they don't really do much afterwards.
It's interesting. Let us know your schedule. What do you got next on your schedule? And if there's anything you want to plug, please plug it. I'll be here as long as it takes.
Like I discussed on my JLR Investigates channel, I'll be here. If he's not found, I'll be here through midweek. And I have another obligation to do. And then at that point, I'm either chasing this Hurricane Lee that's circling in the Atlantic.
Yep.
If it hits the coast, either chase this hurricane or come back to the scene here. But I do want to follow this through. And, it's going to be interesting if this perimeter shifts or there's some sightings at, a location that, a wild card gets thrown into this mix.
Yeah. Well, JLR.
We don't think he's going to be out. We personally don't think he's going to come out alive.
I don't think so either.
I mean, he has nothing to lose at this point. Why would he want to spend the rest of his life in prison in solitary confinement? By the way, once he gets caught, will never be general population.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to let him out. Well, JLR, we appreciate your time here. I appreciate you. Thank you for excellent boots on the ground coverage. Again, if we can check back in with you, we'd love to do that. And thanks for calling in. We really do appreciate it here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And God bless you, and bless your audience and supporters. Thank you.
You as well. Stay safe out there. Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Excellent. That was really cool. JLR Investigates calling in LTL podcast. Thank you so much, JLR. We appreciate that. And appreciate you giving us the permission to watch your live feed. Thank you.